Don't sleep with the patients. At this point, I've worked as a nurse in a psychiatric hospital and in a jail. And in both jobs, I was specifically informed during onboarding and in yearly training that it is not appropriate to sleep with the patients. Also in both jobs, stories were shared with me about staff sleeping with patients in recent months. At the psych hospital, it was a male nurse with an adolescent female on a 55-85 hold. A different male nurse who was training me told me about her being admitted again a few weeks ago on another hold and telling her, "Hey, I'm sorry that happened." He goes, sucks. I'm taken aback by how casually this story is being shared and the fact that this poor girl was brought back here against her will on another hold. I think about it more and figure it is unlikely that there is a law that says you can be held against your will if we believe you are a danger to yourself or others, but if you've been raped at the nearest hospital, you can request another. I'm calling it rape. No one else there did. But the concept of being held against your will is this state, not implying but declaring you're not competent to make choices for yourself. Not to mention, she was a minor. I tried to find a news article about this, but there aren't any. There is, however, an article about a $13 million award to 3 adult female patients who were sexually assaulted by another staff member here. Most of the article just talks about how rare it is for these cases to actually go to trial and become public. But in this case, the staff member had been convicted of rape prior to employment. That's how these women could be taken seriously. The fact that he had a history before them, had been charged and convicted, and the hospital didn't do the background check they claimed to. More often than not, patients stay for the duration of their holds without being assaulted. But working at a facility whose one job is to keep eyes on patients to make sure they are safe, where stories like this are shared during training, was probably my first waving red flag. At the jail, we get this training with the deputies, and wouldn't you know it, the night before, someone on shift was hot-mic'd while banging it out, meaning the deputy's radio talk button was pushed, unbeknownst to them, so all could hear. Many deputies recorded it on their phones, and they shared the audio with me. There was undeniable sex happening. Who and with whom was the question? No one knew. Nothing could be proved. And so, annual training goes on in all of these facilities where we can joke and laugh about how silly it is that we have to do this and gossip about the most recent events.